welcome back to the channel, and you are very welcome. Really appreciate you coming by. It's been a few weeks since I've been on this permission, on my permission. Yeah, it's been lovely to get back here. I've been away on holiday and I've had a group dig ever since then. So it's been 3 or 4 weeks. Since then, this field behind me has been cut and baled, so we've got a brand new field to give a go on. It's quite high stubble actually, so I'm not quite sure how we're going to get on. And this field has been covered in green waste in the last 6 months or so, so it's a frustrating field, but I'm going to give it an hour or so. I've got about 3 hours, and then if this proves no good, then we've got the other field where I found the hammered coin on video before last. So we've got options, which is a great thing, and at this time of year in the UK, options are much needed because most of us are still waiting for crops and harvests to be done, so we'll see. Also a massive thank you to my 300 or 400 new subscribers that I've had in the last few weeks, with 2 notable shout outs. So I do appreciate you shouting out my channel, both of you, and I do appreciate all of you that have come along from those channels. That's unexpected but very, very welcome. So let's stop gabbling on, let's get cracking and see what we can find. Right, first one, very first hole. It's probably about 30 feet from where I did my intro. It's very, very hard, as you'd expect. It's been baking here, so it's hard work. About 4 or 5 inches down, about an 82, and it's still in the hole. I've just got down to it, so I've got my digger ready. I thought we'd have a look at it together. So it's in here somewhere. There we go. Oh, is that it? That's it. Oh, I hope I didn't hit it with my digger. With my spade even. What is that? It's lead, I think. Pretty sure. Oh, that's quite cool. Oh, no, do you know what? For a minute I thought maybe that's a toy cannon with the little bits on there. Very interesting. Right, let me get the old spray bottle out and I'll be back to you in a sec. Well, that's a pretty cool start. It's got the hole in the end there, which made me thought, oh, that's a cannon. That's a bucket lister, that is. But now I'm not so sure because there doesn't seem to be a hole at the other end. So, or maybe it is just a toy cannon, but wasn't for any purpose to, not to be fired or anything like that. I don't know. Or am I looking at it the completely wrong way? You'll probably know. Yeah, well, that's very, very cool. Remains to be seen. But yeah, that could be a very cool find indeed. Excellent, what a start. It's going to be hard work, but I don't mind if these keep coming up. Cool, see you in a bit. Right, this is only my second hole. It's been a quiet 10 minutes or so. We got a 87, 88. Not the best tone in the world, to be honest, but I thought we'd give it a go. As I mentioned already, it's very hard ground, so this could go one of 2 ways. So we'll give it a whirl. If not, we'll have to scrap the live digs and just do reveals today because it is, yeah, it's blooming solid. Yeah, it's a very stony permission, as you'll know. My fellow watchers who've been with me a while, you'll know that these fields are full of stones. Oh yeah. Sure I'm going to get any joy out of that at all. I'm going to be very, very careful not to hit things with my shovel today. Yeah, that is solid. Okay, well, I'm down about 2 inches, possibly slightly more. Still an 88. Let's hope it's shallow. Yeah, no sign of it yet. We've got a way to go. So, kind of half a live dig. I'll leave you here and then I'll show you again when we get down to it. Well, it was deep. It was about 7 inches down, but it was nothing. It's a cap that says, replace this cap. Well, I'm telling you now, I'm not putting that back in there. Because I'll only have to dig it up again. So yeah, oh dear. Right, here we go then. Replace this cap. Moving on. well, as if by magic, just got up the top end of the field, and some of it has been churned, if that's the right phrase. So the ground is very, very ankle breaky, but the soil has been turned over. So who am I to turn down that kind of opportunity? And I've walked straight onto an 80 something, 82 I think it was, which is in there, which has got a silver edge, but it's a bit too silver. So I don't think it's what I would hope it would be, but I thought we'd have a look together. So we'll get it out together. It says, won't even budge. Apologies. Yeah, that's a nut. That's a nut. Yep. Oh well. Still, we've got new opportunities again. So yeah, never going to turn that down. Nuts. See you in a bit. So the next one was an 87, and I'm very pleased to say it was on the surface, because it is blooming hard work. So yeah, a bit of green there, which I'm quite interested in. So I thought we'd have a look together. Oh, he's literally come out like that. Okay. Oh, that's yeah, okay. Let's give that a wipe, but I think, yeah, it's quite a green one, but that is a part of a bull ring. So it went through the nose of a bull. Yeah, I think it went through a nose anyway. Yeah, so there's a little hingy bit there, would have opened up. Yeah, cool. All right, that's right, so fine. Let's move on. Well, the next one's made it a bit more worthwhile. It was a nice 81, and it was only just, well, practically on the surface. And if I zoom in, can you see it? Just there. It's a little watch winder, I think. It's actually in the clod, look. Let's just take that out. It says, yeah, still got the root going through it. Oh yeah, we don't mind that at all. I think it looks pretty plain, but I've only ever found 2 or 3 of these, and I'll take that every day of the week. So yeah, very happy with that. I'll give it a quick wipe, and if there's any detail on it, I'll come back to you. If not, we'll see that on the roundup. Righto, let's crack on. Next one is a kind of wispy 90, 91, top 80s. Yeah, not sure, but with that kind of numbers, you've got to give it a dig. Right, back in a sec. Right, we're down to it. It's not deep, probably about 6-7 inches, but maybe not even that. About there. So let's see if we can get it. I don't know. Yeah, let's get this. I'm gonna have to. I think I'm gonna have to call it a day on this field. It's just too hard, and I'm just terrified I'm gonna hit something of note. There we are. Oh, I cacked it as well. Right, well, we're there. Thanks for your patience. It's a big lump of lead. So I'm thinking some sort of weight. I'll give it a quick clean. I don't think there's anything on it. It's one of them old blank discs, lead discs that we find now and again. But if there's anything there, I'll come back to you. But yeah, that'll do, I think, for this field. I'm going to move on. See if I can find somewhere that's a bit easier to do, because this is nigh on impossible. Let's crack on. Well, we found a bit of softer ground, finally, within my last hour of digging though, which is a bit of a shame, but at least I know where to come next time. But yeah, you can see that, it was a 93, and it's hard to see on my screen, so hopefully you can see it. There's a little rim about there. So, is it a button or is it a coin? Oh, we've done it. We've done it. We've got a coin. Hallelujah. Oh, I never go home without a coin. Not always possible, of course. But yeah, let's have a go at cleaning that up and see if there's anything on it. Back in a sec. Well, it's farthing size. And there's the remnants of a bust, I think, on there. So I think that might be a George the First. Just because it looks a bit like that to me. But it's hard to say in this light, and obviously as in its current state. But yeah, oh wow, that could be a nice little coin, that, if it will clean up. Excellent. Well, let's see if we can find a couple more in the time I have left. See you in a bit. Next one is quite nice. You can see that. Nice little pattern. It was a 61. Yeah, some sort of copper alloy or something like that. So I'm presuming it's part of a button or a stud of something. But yeah, we don't mind that at all. Nice little pattern on that. Little star. Cool. Let's crack on. So if you can see that. Nice, bold 88. Got to be worth a dig. Oh, it's hot now. Let's have a crack. See how we get on. Out there. Don't think it's that deep either, so with a bit of luck. Yeah, it's still hard, but believe it or not, this is about 10 times better than what I have been digging. So we'll take this every day of the week. Right. Yeah, man. Let's see what we got. It might even only just be under the surface, you know, but let's have a look. No, it's still in the hole. Right, so it's a good sign. Well, we've got a bit of green. Move you around so you can see it. Just there. Not a coin. It is. I don't know what that is, but it's going in the bag, and we're moving on. See that one? Hopefully you can see it. It's hard to tell. That's in the 90s, 93. So we're going to give that one a dig. See if we've got another coin. Back in a sec. Right. Start over it. A little bit. Try and keep the plug intact if we can. So, let's have that. No. No sign as yet. Right, so we've got an edge, which is just down here. Oh, but I can't budge it, and I don't want to cack it, because I think it is a coin. Ah, got it. Got it. Yep, that's a coin, all right. Excellent, that's 2 coins. Let's just give it a wipe on me. See if we can see anything. Well, that's Britannia. Just coming through there. And who have we got on the other side, I wonder? Hard to say. Let me just give it a quick clean. Back in a sec. Well, there's Britannia. Just about to see her coming through, hopefully. There she is. And then someone facing left. So was that George II again? He faced left, didn't he? Oh, I'm getting confused. This heat's doing me. It's a George anyway, I think. Cool. All right, that should clean up quite nice. Bit of detail on there, hopefully. Excellent. Well, let's see if we can get one more, and then I've got to start making tracks. So, yeah, hopefully see you in a little while. If not, we'll see you at the roundup. Okie dokie then, not a bad hunt after all that. We'll start in the corner. This is what we call green waste. So I know some of you have this challenge. Basically, for those of you who don't know what green waste is, it's basically where, it's a cheap fertiliser that farmers are starting to use more and more now. And it's essentially the offcuts from, the sides of roads and things like that, where local councils kind of cut it all back. It all goes into a big composting pile. It's all blended up and mixed up into lovely fertiliser. But unfortunately, because it's cheap and cheerful, they don't filter out all the cat that's inside it. And it ends up turning it into lots and lots of tiny little fragments of metal that drive us mad on the field, because you pick up all those wonderful signals on the surface and it turns out to be that. So you have to really persevere with green waste fields. But I did, and I managed to get a few things. Cat corn, we got a nut, other little bits of green and bits and bobs, a cap, a silver disc which turned out to be aluminium, a little door lock cover thingy, a few bits of nondescript lead, and then top row we had a little lead lid handle. I think that's probably from a little tobacco jar. That's quite cool. A lead weight of some description but no markings, sadly, and a bull ring, or half a bull ring. That's quite cool. A 2-ring button. We've then got this little stud type thing, or little mount. Very, very cool star pattern. It's not a button, I don't think. That's not a shank. I think that's that's a stud that pressed into something, so probably into leather. That was probably quite old, actually, quite nice. Nice little watch winder. Haven't found many of those, so very happy to get one of those, despite it being pretty blank. But yeah, that's quite cool. That will go in the cabinet. We've then got 2 coins, which I found right at the end. I've just wet my fingers a little bit to help you with this one, because it's not the easiest to see, but you can just about see the bust of someone facing left. I think I called George I on the field, but it's not. Obviously, it's facing left. Not much on the back either. I think that's actually George II, and the reason I say that is because, not very far away from that was this little beauty, and that definitely is George II. Just wet my fingers again so you can see it a bit better. But that's a lovely bust of his. You can see Georgius and 2 there and Rex there, and then on the back, the unmistakable Britannia, and 1753, I think, or 1758. So what's that, a 270-year-old coin? And I'm well happy with that. Never mind finding those. And then last but by no means least, very confused on the field. It is a toy cannon. I don't know why I thought it should have a hole on each end. For obvious reasons, it wouldn't fire otherwise if it didn't have a blank one end. So that's silly old Marcus. And these little nubbin bits sat on the gun carriage. And the barrel would have probably been a bit longer, and it could even have been broken by the fact of the the explosive charge that someone set off in it. And so that could be a busted barrel as a result of that charge going off. So yeah, that's a bucket lister, that one. Not in the best of nick, obviously, but yeah, I'll take that. A nice toy cannon for the cabinet. So cannon, coins, and other bits of cack. Thank you for joining me this weekend. So the next videos that you'll see will be from a weekender. I'm going down to the LP metal detecting weekender in Dorset with some other YouTubers whose names will be revealed on the next videos. So really looking forward to hopefully a really cool weekend with those guys, and of course some lovely finds to go with it. So stay tuned and we'll see you on the next one. Take care.